Good morning, my fellow owner operators. Good morning. It's Christian with Voyager Nation Super Trucker Podcast. What we're talking about is owner operators buying their very first truck, things that you should know, things that you should be looking out for. So what we do, guys, is we are on multi social media platforms. So for my guys on YouTube, sometimes I run into some technical difficulties. If you see that happen, please make sure you check us out on Facebook. We go live there as well. So somebody will put up the link in a little bit. Make sure you check us out. One of the things I want to talk about to you today, guys, hits home for my guys that are actually shopping around for that first truck right now, and they're actually doing it. So I just took a phone call. Unfortunately, one of my guys that did make a phone call couldn't quite make it through Lone Mountain, and he's actually looking for alternatives. There are other players in the game like LRM, but he was talking about he wanted an opportunity to just get a little, just take a loan and actually then go buy something different than what they had on their inventory. So I did link him up with somebody that a loan officer that might be able to help out. However, this was that perfect opportunity that, right now financing in this market is very difficult for the trucking industry. Banks, financial institutions get really conservative around this, because again, they understand trucking. It's, how volatile it is. And the last thing they want to be doing is running around repossessing things. So it could be, he might actually find that truck, but unfortunately he doesn't have everything quite lined up that Lone Mountain is looking for him just to execute. But it does not mean that it's the end of the road for my guy. Giving him good information so he can find the resources necessary to get it done is what's monumental. But we did have that difficult conversation, where he was like, man, I think I'm just gonna, do at least a purchase with a carrier that no money down and so forth. And you guys know exactly how we feel about that. Don't do it. It's going to be easier to actually sit where you're at and just suffer a little bit and stack your chips and get enough money for that, increase that down payment necessary to put you in a better position. Because again, if you're going to look for the financing, again, you may not be finding it at that 10% down. It might go to 20, 30 again, because these finance companies are getting so conservative and hard up to lend that money. So to become a stronger buyer, I actually think he can do that by staying where he's at and just adding, saving a little bit more, be more aggressive in regards to his savings rather than jumping on board with the lease to purchase provided by a carrier. Again, $1,000 a week, adds up to be what, $1,300 on a weekly basis when it's all in. Guys, that's going to be very difficult. He's never going to add to the savings. Again, it's just our opinion on that, or actually my opinion, confusing a lot of movement for progress at that point. So I never want to see anybody get hurt. And that's what this show is about, guys. Make sure you smash that like button so it helps the algorithm get this content in front of the right people. All right. But if anybody knows anybody out there where this guy can actually search for a loan on a truck, please put it up in the comments. I did share with him JDR Capital Solutions. Haven't really worked with him too much in the past at all. But again, nevertheless, it's a resource. Let's see how this one plays out. And then depending on how it goes, what he hears, I will be sharing that story with you at a later time to see exactly if that was able to help my guy out. But again, I got people watching. So if you know of a place, where did you get financing? Please share that up in the comments. That way we can actually, share this across the board and give people an opportunity to give this owner operator thing a go, to go to bat for it. All right. So again, guys, you got a guy shopping around. He's got the willpower. He's got the right mindset. He sees the positivity, the silver lining in the industry right now, and he wants to make that change. But he's just having he's just having a little bit of speed bumps across the way, getting that financing. So, yes, I've heard of LRM. I did tell him, I don't know about the inventory though, that he was a little bit limited to there. But yes, I did share LRM. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate that in the comments. I've had a few guys use LRM, and I've sent a couple people their way. But again, if you have a contact there directly, please share that so we can share that across the community. But I definitely appreciate you sharing for sure. All right, so that's what we have it, guys. We take these phone calls that we get on a daily basis. I actually took that phone call this morning. My guy's from our Orlando area, not to put his business out there, but again, this is important to share across this platform. Resources so guys can be jumping on them. So thank you for sharing. Please keep the ideas coming. We definitely appreciate that. And just to kind of a little bit off topic, I just want to share a little bit of good news on this Trucking Friday right here. I know my man Michael probably appreciate this. So Ernie, before I jump into my story, do have a comment. Ernie said, my first truck in 2001, I bought at Select Trucks in Tampa. Yeah, I did mention Select Trucks. They actually Select Trucks, I don't know, do they do a down payment match, Ernie? So guys that are on YouTube, Ernie's on Facebook talking about a local truck dealership in Tampa. They have been known to do down payment matches, which makes you a little bit stronger. So Select Trucks, thank you for sharing, Ernie. I definitely appreciate that. So I don't know if you guys saw the show when we had to fix a trailer where they switched out the chassis on us, the bogie, gave us an old bogie on there. I did a show about that. Well, I could recap that on Monday's show, but just excited about the opportunity here. So I'm gonna actually share it with you. I got a good clean bill of health on that. It's actually I sent it in because I was worried whether I can slide tandems with an older bogie on a newer trailer. We're talking about 7 to 8 years difference. So I didn't know how compatible it was. It looked like a shitty job. But nevertheless, I got a good bill of health. And so that's important. That puts that bad boy right back into rotation, which means I got availability. So if you're an owner operator looking for an opportunity, I got a trailer available. That bad boy is ready to rock and roll. So 863-342-5171. And for my first time owner operators out there who are buying their first truck, we have seen a lot of movement on that. We actually had a couple people come through yesterday, check us out in person. That's so important to the process. Please make sure you are doing that. We are located in Mulberry, right next to Lakeland, the mecca of trucking, plenty of parking in the back. And what we do is you get this beautiful opportunity, guys, to meet with the dispatcher, to meet with the ops manager, to check out our equipment. It makes it such a tangible experience for you. Hell, you could even sit with the billing department. We go over settlements with you of what people have been making. We go with how you're going to be operating, what's going to be, how are you designing your operation, where you're going to be willing to go and not go and so forth, and where you would, what kind of outcome to expect. So that's the tremendous value that brings, that in-person experience, right? So we value that. If you're looking to take advantage of something like that, guys, it is 863-342-5171. And remember, today is Friday, so that means you should already be planning for Monday. You're looking for that load to get you out on Monday. We talk about that all the time, and that's the unique piece about it, right? The unique thing about it is that that's what our dispatch team is going to be sharing with you, talking about, how to always elevate the game, how to get to the next level, how to improve every settlement, because every week you head out there, we go to battle, and we're battling not each other, but we're battling the brokers. We're battling, detention time, canceled loads, everything that comes with that, guys. And that's what this resource gives you. It gives you people in the background that are actually fighting for you and are fighting with you in order to make sure you have a positive outcome. So, and even now, I think you need that more than ever. Let me tell you, man, these, we constantly battle. I think right now, because of what's going on out there, and the rates are shifting in the favor of us, for sure, for the owner operators. Man, brokers are looking at nickel and dime, man. So be careful with those rate confirmations. I mean, I have a list of certain underpayments that these guys are doing and that we're fighting. And it takes telephone calls. It takes looking for people. There's so much that goes behind the scenes. I mean, right now, I'll tell you the truth. I'm actually fighting a $500 lumper. We did nothing wrong, but everybody is unavailable. Nobody's at their desk. And so, right. So check out that battle. That battle is done there to ensure that everything is going smoothly. There is so much that goes behind the scenes. I actually had a very interesting conversation yesterday, or it was a very good question. You know, how many the individual felt that, you know, a dispatcher should have no more than 8 to 10 trucks in this type of market, in this spot market, in this type of dispatching, right? Because for my first time owner operators, there are two types of dispatching basically. Let's break that down, right? You have the dispatching that actually that you know, that does that dedicated limited dedicated work. Now, you know, they just tell you what you have for the day, you disperse that amongst your guys, and then you call it a day, right? That's one type of dispatching, but not necessarily does that mean that that dispatcher will excel in the type of dispatching that we do. You need a totally different type of personality, character. It has to be a different type of person that is actually going to excel in the environment that we're in, right? You need a negotiator. You need that guy that got that street smart, discipline, consistency, and knows how to navigate, knows how to move in the room, right? So you need that type of, you know, that type of hunter in order to win, right? So as we're talking about that, and I'm like, hey man, that exactly fits the mold of what we do. That's exactly how we make that happen, right? So right there, like this, and you know, he was excited to see that because where he comes from, there was just too many trucks on one dispatcher. And what's going to happen, you can't be in too many places at once, and so then the details are lost, and that's his experience, and that's what got him looking, because you know, all the small things start to get missed, right? Not reading certain things on a rate con, and all of a sudden you got paid, and now it's November, and you're getting charged for shit from August because of somebody didn't pay attention to something on a rate con. You know, it's kind of like you know, undoing things, and it doesn't sit well, man. That's just a human factor, right? Like who wants to experience that? Nobody. And how do you avoid that? By paying attention to those details. So guys, for you know, if you find yourself in a very similar situation like my guy, um, give us a call at 863-342-5171. And even better, stop by 3180 Mulford Road and Mulberry, 33860. Plenty of parking in the back, and experience it for yourself. Come on in, spend about half an hour with us, and you will not be disappointed. Just stop on by. We are here Monday to Friday, 9 to 4. Come on through. If you need to schedule some other type of arrangement, we can do so just by giving us a call. 863-342-5171, guys. All right, sorry about that. Just got that phone. I thought I turned that off. But all right, look at that. The phone's ringing already, so that's a good thing. So I should go to the recruiting line. So here we go, guys. You know, that's what we're doing when we get this opportunity to meet with people. We actually see what type of struggles they're going through, or what are the concerning things, so that we can tackle it. I mean, not too long ago, we actually onboarded the individual already. And, you know, we sat here, and it was an extensive conversation about the style of dispatching that he was on. So his dispatcher was actually getting him out on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, simply because she just had like this high level of commitment to a broker, that, you know, nothing really dedicated, just kind of like this commitment to them. And but you're burning a day and a half of work. You're killing him, like you're killing this guy and his financial outcome every, you know, week after week after week, when my guy is begging to actually leave on that Monday morning, willing to deadhead out on a Sunday night to Georgia. You know, if the rate is strong enough, why not? Because now you're on Monday morning, you're actually already getting loaded on him. You know, anything would be better than dispatching this guy out of Florida on a Wednesday. What do you guys think? Put that bad boy in the comments. You know, why would that dispatcher want to do that? I think it's because she underestimated, you know, her. Well, I wouldn't say underestimated. I don't think she knew who her customer was. The owner operator has to be the number one. There is a fine balance to this. Obviously, we're here to do good business, but only if it makes sense to the bottom line. Now, That doesn't mean that we all know how this goes. Sometimes you're not every load is gonna be that banger, but there should be definitely more good times than bad times. Like that's for sure. But just to automatically fight your dispatcher, like let me tell you, if you're the one arguing and begging your dispatcher for a load and you're not getting it, I'm not even talking about an unrealistic load, that doesn't exist. That's not what this situation is about. We've all seen that. We've all been there. Like that. This is not that scenario. This scenario is actually just poor planning because she doesn't want to upset some kind of broker. That's totally unacceptable. That should not be happening. That is poor business practice. So I'm glad my guy made a move before he was actually in a position of losing more. Right. So good for him for making that jump. And we get this nice opportunity to for him to have a different experience to actually put money on the books and be in a better position. Good morning, Timothy. How you doing today? How is everything, sir? All right. So that's what we're talking about, guys. So my first time owner operators, why is all of this type of information value to you? Because it's what you're going to be experiencing no matter what. This industry is exactly that. You're going to have the same type of problems year after year after year. So it's a matter of exposing yourself to them now before it becomes real. And what I mean by real is once you buy that truck and now you got your investment in the driveway, it's showtime because the bills are coming. Your new project is in motion, but so are the responsibilities. And what we talk about is the responsibilities of exactly that truck payment, insurance, hoorah, the plates, even maybe you got a parking, now you pay parking. All of this adds up real quick. So you got to be cautious and make sure you're planning accordingly. So Monday is going to be a big day for us. Super excited. We're going to do 4 orientations, 4 people in the orientation. So I know we've been working very diligently, both yesterday and today to ensure that it goes smooth. And it's a combination, guys. I got some guys that have their own trailer in that orientation. I got some guys that will use ours. I got people using their own plate. I got people using our plate. So that is, again, the beauty about what we offer. Under one roof, you have multiple solutions for your needs, right? So you're able to swing it to whatever it is that you need, right? So if you need a trailer, we got that, not a problem. But the value add is that it's all under one roof. And we've talked about this in the past where, somebody's been running for us for 6 months, 3 months, a year, and then they make the decision to actually, buy their own trailer. That's not a problem at all. We've done that plenty of times. We're excited when people level up, right? So you will jump from that 75 to the 85% payout. So look at that. You were able to change your scenario under one roof without making a change. Again, guys, for us, it's business, and for us to see you win is everything falls into place. You got to check your environment. So if there is a company out there talking you out of it or doesn't allow you to make those moves, again, the value of never competing with a company truck here, that's a big benefit to you. I've seen plenty of times when that company truck is going to eat before you do, right? Not even saying that I agree with that, but it's kind of expected, man. Like, they got bills on that, and so they're going to do that. So for you to tell yourself they're not, I hope you got some money stashed up, because it's you're in for a world of hurt. But nevertheless, it's if you're looking to change your environment and to put yourself in a place where you are the number one priority. And again, it is about good business practice. It is about moving the truck. It is about healthy conversation. Not a lot of people see that, right? I'm going to be honest. No one here is going to yes you to death. Right? If you got some crazy plan that ain't gonna work, not exactly. I don't subscribe to every single plan. Sometimes wants are one thing, but what reality is another. So we do a nice job of that. And what you get to experience is if you actually come by stop by our office. You get to experience exactly that. Like, you get that experience upfront. You know exactly what you're stepping into. You're going to see the value of it. And I'm sure you'll make the right decision, but nevertheless, it's, what you see is what you get. And that's why you get this opportunity to actually preview what it looks like to be here, what it looks like to be successful here. And you even get to talk to the dispatchers. Like, I mean, who's offering that? So, you got to take advantage of that. So it's just an investment of your time. That's it. But it means the world of difference after you get that truck on the road. And now the probability of your success is increased by twofold at minimum. So definitely take advantage of that, my people. So first time truck owner operators, you're thinking about making that move. Before you do it, 863-342-5171. Give us a call. And the value to that is through conversation, you might learn a few things. We learn a few things as always, guys. I'm always a student. I never claim to know everything. And again, the platform is here for everybody to share some information about each other. We just learned about LRM. So for my first time owner operators who are having a little bit shakiness on that credit, LRM doesn't even look. So that is a resource for you. Not exactly sure what their inventory looks like. I don't know if anybody else has used them lately. Is it good stuff coming out of there? Is it not? Please share your experience. Again, you can always check their reviews. But I don't know. You take it with a grain of salt. You got to be able to read through them. Not everybody's experience is going to be the same. Usually somebody that's been burnt is going to be putting it up there. So you kind of have a balance to that, right? Don't just take every bad review for that, but do your homework, do your research before you make that investment, guys. The only one thing I will tell you is do not do a lease to purchase from a carrier. It's not going to end well. That's just my opinion. You're not going to be able to move that truck wherever you want to. It's going to be very expensive. It's in that $1,000 a week at minimum price range. That is kind of that's difficult to sustain, both in a great market, in a bad market, however you want to even look at that. That's not a good place to be. $1,000 a week is a tall order. So here we go. But on the other end, right? Your plans may change a little bit. So I actually had a pretty good meeting. My guy is buying a truck through Lone Mountain. He's actually going to be doing teams. And in that opportunity to do teams, he was actually, sorry about that, guys. I don't know why all this is. Oh man, give me 1 second, brother. Here we go. Yeah. So in that, he's going to go teams. He's looking at some trucks at the Lone Mountain. He's looking at the kind of the down payments and all of that. And then he just kind of shifted, right? Because he was here, really nice looking truck, brand new. That bad boy was nice. And through conversation and just kind of kicking it a little bit, he was like, you know what, man, I'm just gonna buy new. The down payment, when we mentioned that on the show, that the down payment for the new truck is so close. So close to that used one with the kind of miles that he was looking at, that he's just going to make the swing and he's just going to go for that new one. And yes, it will be about $3,200 a month. However, he's riding teams, and that should be an easy number for teams. So here we go. A guy shifted from that, and just, not only was it he's not only increasing the odds on breakdowns, and I get it. New trucks break down as well. I understand that as well, but there are warranties. You're a little bit stronger on that. I'm probably going to save on that maintenance. And, he was just like big on the comfort level, man. So he rides teams with wifey and all that good stuff. So he's like, you know what, man, I'm already exposed to this. I don't want to go that way. Why not? He's like, I have what it takes. We meet all the necessary needs. So he actually switched it up, and he's going to buy new. So what do you think about that, guys? Good, bad? I think it's pretty good. And I think the major thing is to understand, like, would he be able to get that deal at Select? Would he be able to get that deal at Aero Truck Sales? Would he be able to do that at a dealer right now? would that type of financing, how difficult would that become? Would 13,000 be even enough to get yourself into a brand new truck at a truck dealer? So this is what we talk about, right? Get the best truck that your money can buy, my people, and that does mean by exploring all types of options for yourself. Before you start leaving down payments, before you start getting committed to anything, that research should be done on the front end. So spend some time on that plan. I think you'll find a tremendous amount of value to that. So again, this is for my first time owner operators. Perfect place. Check out our Super Trucker podcast. Plenty of videos. Just scroll along through there. It talks insurance, plates, permits, financing, type of truck. All of those details are there. Type of dispatching, comparing, how you want to run the operational piece to your business. Are you looking to be 2 weeks out, 3-4 weeks out? What is your business plan? So all of that matters. It impacts your outcome. We truly say develop your plan, get that out of the way ahead of time, so that all you have to do after that is just basically just back office mechanical work, right? You're just kind of waiting for the plates to come in, because we walked you through that process. You got the record keeping notarized. It's already submitted. Everything is in its place in order to get that done, which leads me to the next part of our conversation, right? That business plan. I know I did a video about that, but yeah, we were able to discuss what they're going to talk about when they want to hear his business plan, what type of questions they're going to be asking, and why that is important to him. Again, because these guys have been, Gresco Capital has been in the game for some time, so they know what to look out for. They don't want to go repossess any truck. Right? It's great that you met all the requirements, but now they want to hear that you did your research. They want to hear that you have a plan. They want to hear that you're going to go work your plan. So that is the other side to that. It's not out of this world questions. It's simple stuff that you should definitely know the answer to, right? And that's important because that's a gut check. If you don't know the answers to those questions, then I don't think you've done enough research. So to learn what those questions are, guys, give us a call, 863-342-5171. Give us a call. We'll talk about what our people, what these guys at Low Mountain are going to be asking, why it's not out of this world. But if presented improperly, somebody might think they have to have a typed up business plan. There's nothing wrong with a typed up business plan. Not saying any of that, but again, it can be intimidating for someone. So don't let that be the reason, you don't buy this truck or anything like that. So here we go, guys. Please let me know in the comments, where else can somebody be looking? I've seen guys get stuff from Penske. Pretty much seen it all. We always like to focus on what our guys like, what seems to work, and it's a really good deal. So do pay attention to that. But if you know anything else, and if people are doing some kind of outrageous down payment matches, do let us know. That way we can share it on our content, put it on the feed, so others can also hear about it and inquire for themselves, so that they can improve their odds for success. All right, guys. So once again, it is this Friday. Nice, beautiful day out there. Please make sure you're out there getting it. Your dispatcher should be planning for your Monday, so that you can start the success of next week today. It's all about pre-booking. It's all about pre-planning and having a plan, and that dispatcher who fights for you to ensure that you have the financial outcome that you need to be successful. So I'm open for comments. Put them up as we're getting closer to the end of this one. And please, if you have anything that you would like to get, that we could possibly discuss on this channel, please put it up in the comments, and we'll get to it and make sure that we present that. So that's important. So I'm sure everybody's seeing the silver lining up there. I'm hoping, with all this crazy non-domiciled English proficiency, all of that, exodus of some of capacity should do something for the rates. So guys, don't be, you don't want to be sitting there. You don't want to be on the sideline when the rates shoot up. That's the biggest factor. So I always say, timing is everything. Timing is everything is what we talk about. So if you have been that owner operator, or rather first time owner operator, thinking about making a move, thinking about jumping in, is this the time? Put it up in comments. What do you think? Is this the time to make a move? Because if capacity exits, although yes, collateral damage, but what does that do for the rates? Yeah, gonna be in a better spot. So here we go. So that is my show for today, my people. Please stay blessed, be safe, stay earning. And remember, if you are looking to learn more about this opportunity or more details, because you're not getting enough of your questions answered by other carriers because you're a first-time owner operator, you're just a little confused about the process, that's okay. Give us a call at 863-342-5171. We're here to help out. All you got to do is make the call. And even better, stop by. 3180 Mulford Road in Mulberry, Florida, 33860. All right, guys, we will see you soon, and see you on Monday. All right, stay blessed.